And we are live. Greetings and salutations, friends and family, brothers and sisters, folks new to the channel. Hope you are doing well today. It is Friday, May 21st, 2021. The epoch of man-made crisis. The pandemic is well underway. A lot of folks these days don't recognize the immediacy of the pandemic situation. So, what do we know? We know that this scourge among people, at least the idea, we don't know for sure that there is any scourge unless you've been on the ground, because listening to the mainstream media news outlets tell you a story is not the reality of experiencing it yourself. So if there are those of you among you who have seen firsthand, then that's you. But me personally, haven't seen nothing. Just heard the reaction. So what we do know is that this whole thing supposedly originated in a certain location and under certain conditions that were man-made. And there were predecessors to that reality. Well, whether it is or isn't, the reaction is definitely man-made. And anyone with any intelligence at all has seen from the beginning that the reaction is far in excess of what is supposedly afoot. Well, I'm being very cagey this morning. I hope you're doing well. I remind you, this is the Frank Monday Live Drive Jive Archive. Try to say that 5 times fast. I am headed east right now on the Airport Expressway. 3 guys just pulled into traffic, moving like turtles. See, this is what causes the entire thing to slow down all morning long. It's like, brah, you're pulling onto a highway where the speed is 120, and you pull in doing, let me see, 60, half the speed, and they've got nice cars. Oh my, and he's hitting his brakes. Seriously? And now he's pulling off into the emergency lane. He must have a problem. But there was like 3 of them. It's a little bit nerve-wracking when folks don't drive up to a minimum standard. When they don't keep it up to snuff. I've had someone tell me recently, "Hey Frank, watching you drive is nerve-wracking." I'm like, bro, if you had to watch these other people drive, then you'd know what nerve-wracking is. They just, I don't know what it is. From what I can assume is that they just don't even check their mirrors when they change lanes. They just change lanes. They look over, lane's open, I'm going. They don't check the conditions around the car. They just check to make sure the lane's open. And they don't think about the general flow of traffic. Like, okay, how fast is traffic moving? Can I look down and gauge that in reference to the speed of my own vehicle? I don't know. I figured all this shit out when I was a kid. I'm surprised that grown adults have not figured out how the highway works yet. I was zipping into high-speed traffic back in Los Angeles when I was like 12, 13, 14 years old, and had it figured out, wired, nipping in and out between them, and just merging with the general flow of traffic. That's the way to go. Lao Tzu in the Tao Te Ching writes, pushing ahead and lagging behind are both the same and being one-sided. It's like balancing stones to weigh things. Just get them even. It won't work if one side is too heavy. So that's the way it works. You don't get in there and try to snake everybody off and get way ahead of everyone. That doesn't work. It's dangerous. And at the same time, you don't drag ass so much that you're holding up an entire city's worth of traffic because you can't keep up with the flow. So, and honestly, on these highways, the Airport Expressway, there isn't a slow lane. There's an emergency lane, and if you need to slow down, you need to get into the emergency lane. You don't need to clog up the entire system with your silly checking your text messages and shit. So that's the way it goes. The spirit realm makes its influence felt in the prime material. There are many things about us which are being brought forth from the spirit realm, such as being held up in traffic. That's an indicator. A flock of birds just went over. That's an indicator. Certain things that want to get your attention, writes Rudolf Steiner in his work Behind the Scenes, where he explores those things which are happening behind the surface level of what you can perceive with the eye. Quite a fascinating listen. I put the link down in the last video, so if you haven't checked that out yet, you should go over there and do so. It's a 2-hour long session, talks with Rudolf Steiner. I like my Steiner all right. I got introduced to him listening to The Dark Journalist, and I've been listening for about a year now. And it takes time. You have to build up a foundation in Steiner and anthropology. The other one is Theosophy. Before you could start to listen and really have it click. Because I remember when I first started listening to Steiner, I thought, wow, this is well beyond my kin. And now that I've been listening for approximately a year now, it's starting to remind me of things that I've already learned or I already knew, and I'm discovering new things. So that's good. All right, happy, good-looking, sexy people slithering around in the grass, climbing up a tree, hanging down, trying to drop on a tiger walking by. You know I love you. And this is Frank Monday reporting from Beijing, the Celestial Dragon. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.